good morning, good afternoon. So welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come to you guys today to talk about the NEXPLANON. I think that's how you pronounce it. My 6-week checkup, and I had already had the Mirena, so I didn't want the Mirena anymore. I can do a whole nother story on that, but I started to have really bad complications toward the end of the towards like the last, I want to say, year of having the Mirena. So I decided to take the Mirena out, and as soon as I took the Mirena out, I felt so much better. But I wanted to get a birth control after my son, so I decided, I was like, okay, I heard about the birth control implant that goes in your arm. So I said, well, I'm going to try that one. So I talked to my doctor, and she said that that was okay, that she didn't see any problems with that, especially with me breastfeeding and things like that. So I was just like, cool, let's do it on the 15th of this month of October. So today is October 26th. So I went back, and she told me, she's like, okay, we're going to do your pregnancy test. My pregnancy test came back negative. So she was like, okay, we're going to do your implant. She told me, okay, this is a progesterone. It's not an estrogen. It's not going to affect your your breast milk supply. You won't have any problems, anything like that. I'm like, okay, perfect, cool. So she told me, wait about a week before having unprotected sex, just to make sure that the hormones is totally in your body. I'm like, all right, perfect. It's a Monday. So I actually started TMI, but I actually started bleeding, and I got my period that Monday. Sorry, I thought I heard my son. I got my period that Monday, the same day that she gave me the implant, and then it continued on. So I haven't had any problems breastfeeding. My supply was starting to act funny, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe with hormones, my supply just goes up and down sometimes. It never like completely plummets, but I can see like a fluctuation of it, going up and down. So I started working out that day. I started doing everything basically normal, and I really wasn't having any problems. Saturday, so I go through the week. Saturday, I end up going to my mom's, and I bring the baby with me, and it's like, he's so hungry. So I thought maybe he's going through a growth spurt. He's eating like every hour. And I wasn't producing enough milk. So I'm like, what is going on? So Sunday comes, and I'm producing enough milk. He's still eating every hour. And so I'm producing enough milk for him. And I'm thinking, cool, like I'm good. Whatever growth spurt he's going through, he has enough to eat. No problem. Monday comes around, and my breast milk seems lower. Not lower how it fluctuates, but lower than lower. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, just, do what I normally do, push my water, eat my oatmeal and things like that, and it will, go back up. So that's what I did, and I saw a little bit of progress, but I was thinking to myself, I know my body, and I know it takes about a couple of days for it to go back up. So I didn't really, pay no mind to it. And then I want to say Monday night, 7 o'clock came around, and I had him up for a while. I said, I don't want to feed him just yet. Let's give him his bath. And I go to feed him because he hadn't ate since 4. And my milk is like, it's enough to get him full, but it's not enough for me to pump. I was like, okay, maybe it'll go up in the middle of the night. I'm not really too worried because he ate and he was full and he went to sleep. 2 o'clock, around 2:30, 3 o'clock runs around, and my baby wakes up in the middle of the night for his feeding. And I have no, like, okay, I don't want to say absolutely no milk, but I'll give you guys an example. I was pumping about 5 ounces. I was feeding him on one side, pumping 3.5 ounces on another, and then I would, when he was done feeding on one side and he was full, I would pump the rest out, and it would be an equal of 5 ounces, right? I barely had maybe like 3.5 ounces. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? So I wake up around 6:30. He feeds around that time. Nothing. The same amount. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, how am I going to go through the day without any milk? Luckily, I have pumped express milk, but I was like kind of upset because of the fact that I can't even pump to even put milk aside. So how am I going to be able to, keep my express milk up? So I started doing my research, looking online, looking on what to expect, blogs, baby center blogs, and some of them were saying, oh, when you get your period, sometimes I think there's one called Kelly Mom, which I think that's what the website was called. Anyways, I'm looking on that, and they're like, oh, when you get your period, sometimes your blood calcium drops, which causes your milk supply to drop. And I'm thinking, that's it. That is it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm reading, and I just start doing, I start pushing my water, like I said, eating my oatmeal, doing all these other things. And I'm just still researching throughout the day. I haven't really changed my normal things. So all day I'm struggling to feed him. I'm getting upset, he's getting upset, and I'm struggling to feed him. So nighttime falls, and it seems like my milk is less than what it was before. I decided, I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do a lactation smoothie. So this is all happening on Tuesday. So I drink it, and I'm thinking I'm going to be good, because when I was making my lactation cookies and my milk was like going up and down trying to figure out, what was best for the baby, I would produce milk. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be good. Tuesday night comes around. It's time for him to feed. I don't have a lot of milk. He has enough. Actually, to be honest, I didn't even have enough to get him full to go to bed. We have to give him a bottle. I had to I had to take some frozen express milk, defrost it, and give it to him. So I'm thinking, okay, this is an issue, because this is not okay. So put him down to sleep, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do another smoothie in the morning, and we're going to just wait and see how the night goes. I woke up, and I'm like, it's time for his night feeding, and there's nothing. I'm like, at this point, I am livid. I am so pissed off. And I'm the type of person, like, when I stress, I don't sleep. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up, like, on my phone, like, looking at the blogs, like, okay, so it's not this. What if it is the implant? So I'm looking, and I start reading. There's so many women on these blogs that said that their OBGYN said that they should not get the implant because of the progesterone. But I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, well, my doctor said the progesterone won't affect my breast milk supply. So I'm looking online, and I read, I don't remember what I typed in, but I read, you produce prolactin. Your body produces prolactin to help produce breast milk. When you introduce estrogen and progesterone, you block the prolactin, which helps initiate the flow of breast milk. And I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? So they said some women don't get affected by it, and then they say some women do. So I say, you know what? That's it. This thing is coming out. So I call my doctor's office and I go, you know, I'm having problems with my birth control. I just got it in on the 15th and I'm ready to take it out. They're like, oh, okay, well, I said, can I schedule my appointment? They're like, no, you can't schedule an appointment to get your breast milk taken. I mean, your breast milk taken out. You can't schedule an appointment to get your implant taken out until the doctor talks to you. So they're like, we'll leave a message for your doctor. Your doctor will call you back, and then they will talk to you, and they will schedule an appointment. I'm like, okay, well, will the appointment be today? And they're like, we don't know. So the doctor's office calls me back, and I let her know, like, okay, I just got the implant on the 15th. My breast milk supply plummeted. One thing, the major thing about this whole thing is that the doctor told me, wait a week. Give your body a week to start to build up the progesterone in your body. It had been exactly 1 week from when I got the implant to when my milk dropped. So I thought about that and I go, it's the implant. So the doctor's office told me, okay, we have an appointment today at 11. Do you want to come in? I'm like, yes, give me this appointment. I'll take it. I'll be there. So I talked to the doctor and she was like, the same thing happened to her. Some women cannot get progesterone or have any other hormones in their body because it'll interfere with the breast milk. So my main concern was, since it'll interfere with the breast milk, will my breast milk come back since it dropped so low? And so she was telling me, she's like, you know what, I hope so, because of the fact that it happened to her and it took her a long time for her to get her breast milk back up. They took it out. That day, my breast milk was still low. So what she told me is, because I was taking the brewer's yeast powder. The brewer's yeast is the most disgusting thing. It tastes so nasty. And I was telling her that I made the smoothie. And I had to be a big girl. And I took that mess back. And honey, woo! I told my husband, I was like, oh my God, that was the most disgusting shake smoothie I've ever tasted in my whole life. And he was like, did you take it back? I said, yes, I took it back like a shot. It was nasty though. It was so nasty. So I was telling her and she was like, okay, there's some brewer's yeast pills. So I went and she's like, oh, I got mine off of Amazon. I was like, oh, no. When I left, I was like, I'm going to find some and I'm going to go pick them up today. So I did. So she told me that I could take, 2-3 times a day. She said she swears by it. So I said, okay, I'm going to listen to you. Because you've been through what I've been through. And, honey, my milk needs to come back. So I went and I bought 2. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I keep looking away. And that's just how I talk. Even if you meet me in person, that's just how I talk. I always look away. I don't never, stare directly. So anyways. So I bought 2 bottles, and I took 2 when I got home after picking them up. And I actually got moringa pills opposed to the moringa powder. I have the moringa powder as well. I know a lot of you ladies are probably like, well, they got mother's milk, like a gold, blah, blah, blah. My son is very sensitive to the fenugreek. I think that's how you say it. So every time I drink the tea, he always spits up. So I can't drink that. So I did the brewer's yeast pills. I did the moringa pills that night and pushed a gang of water, and I start to see a small, slight, I can't say big, but slight increase in milk. The next morning I felt, because now that was Wednesday, because yesterday's Thursday, yeah. That was Wednesday I got it taken out. I did all that stuff Wednesday night. Thursday came around and I actually, guys, felt a little increase. Maybe not a lot, but about, because I was pumping maybe I was, okay, because it got to the point where my milk was so low, I wasn't even pumping an ounce. But Wednesday, well, no, Thursday in the middle of the night, I was able to pump. Wednesday, I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth, back and forth. Wednesday, in the middle of the night, I was able to at least pump an ounce and a half. So I know that my milk went up. I actually saw my milk, it hadn't come all the way back, but because I know when my milk is all the way back because I'm able to feed on one side and pump on another, and I was not able to do that, but I was able to feed him on one side and he get full enough. So I was like, okay, perfect. My milk is coming back. So I did the same thing, pushed my water, and then on top of that, I forgot I was pumping in between feedings. So what I would do is I would feed him, and then I would wait about like 30 minutes, and then I would pump again for another 20. And then to the point that I'm not pumping anything out. Then I would wait because I was feeding him every 3 hours. Then I would wait, and then I would feed him, and then I was continuously doing that as well. So yesterday, which was Thursday, I felt like my milk was, coming back. Now, today is Friday. I'm actually pretty happy. I don't know fully if my milk is back or not, but I did, try my hardest to get my milk back. But the moral of the story is that this NEXPLANON, whatever, this birth control implant was not for me. Do your research, ladies, before you put something in your body. I trusted my OBGYN. I saw her throughout my whole pregnancy, and I'm pretty sure she didn't know, but to not be completely sure, I would have liked for her to say, well, there are some ladies that it does affect their supply, but she never told me that. She just told me about the spotting that happens in between. So, like I said, please do your research. Now, currently, I'm not on any birth control. I don't think that I will get on birth control. Like I said, I have the Mirena. The doctor offered me the Paragard, and I'm like up on the fence with that as well. Like I said, I'm going to do my research when it comes to the Paragard. She told me that it does not have a hormone, but the doctor who took out my implant told me that she got the Paragard and she started to have problems with it. So then I'm like, well, why would you offer it to me? I don't want it. So like I said, I'm going to do my research on it, but I most likely will not be getting it, and I just won't be on any birth control. Are we planning to have any kids? Not anytime soon, so we'll just have to be using protection. Me personally, I rather feed my baby the best milk that you can ever give your child, opposed to, oh, let me get birth control and I'll just give my son formula. No, that's not me. That is my story. I just wanted to throw that information out there because I know that there are probably some ladies who maybe have had it or just are thinking about getting it. Ooh, sorry. Thinking about shaking the camera all over the place. Thinking about getting it, or has it and doesn't realize that this is affecting their milk. Anything. So, or who's pregnant. There's probably ladies who are pregnant and thinking, okay, I'm gonna get the implant when I have my baby. Honey, don't do it. If breastfeeding is very important to you, don't do it. Do not do it. It's not worth it. But like I said, I just wanted to share my story with you guys and hope this helps someone. And I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and if there's any comments or anything that you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments.